Long before writing existed, the night sky was humanity's first language, a vast canvas where early minds recorded knowledge, belief, and survival itself. These ancient star maps were never simple guides for navigation, but layered records of a cosmos that has physically shifted since they were created, through stellar motion and the slow wobble of Earth's axis. From Paleolithic cave walls to Bronze Age metalwork and forbidden silk manuscripts, these artifacts challenge modern science by preserving skies we can no longer see. Stay with me, because these 10 ancient star maps may force us to rethink who the first true astronomers really were. Number 1, we begin with the Nebra Sky Disc, one of the most extraordinary and still unread star maps ever discovered, a Bronze Age cosmograph created by the Unreadable culture and dating to approximately 1600 to 1800 BCE. Found in 1999 near the town of Nebra in Saxony-Anhalt, Germany, this 32-centimeter bronze disc is widely regarded as the oldest concrete depiction of astronomical phenomena in human history. Illegally unearthed by treasure hunters using metal detectors on the Mittelberg Hill, the disc features a blue-green patina inlaid with gold leaf symbols representing the sun or full moon at its center, a crescent moon, and 32 stars, including a clearly identifiable cluster corresponding to the Pleiades. Archaeological context shows it was buried alongside high-status Bronze Age objects, such as swords, axes, and jewelry, indicating immense ritual and political importance among the elite of the Unreadable culture. Beyond symbolism, the Nebra Sky Disc functions as a sophisticated astronomical instrument, with 2 gold horizon arcs on its edges spanning exactly 82 degrees, which precisely matches the angle between summer and winter solstice sunsets at 51 degrees north latitude. This proves Bronze Age Europeans had a systematic understanding of the solar cycle. The materials themselves reveal vast trade networks, with copper sourced from the Alpine region and gold traced to rivers in Cornwall, repeatedly heated to approximately 1200 degrees Fahrenheit and hammered thin. The 7-star cluster aligns with the Pleiades as they appeared around 1600 BCE, and likely served as an agricultural marker for seasonal timing, while the gold crescent tracked lunar months. Yet the disk remains unread, because many of its remaining stars do not match known constellations, forming a symbolic or encoded pattern that defies modern astronomy. Some researchers suggest these stars record a rare planetary conjunction from approximately 2210 BCE, or even a long-forgotten supernova. The lower gold arc, possibly crafted from an unknown gold source, is debated as either a mythological solar boat carrying the sun through the underworld or a celestial rainbow. The disc was deliberately buried in a ritual act of decommissioning, suggesting its knowledge was too powerful to remain in use. Despite seeing the stars it represents, scientists still cannot hear the story it was meant to tell, making the Nebra Sky Disc a haunting entry among ancient star maps scientists still cannot read. Kicking things off at number 2 is the Lascaux Cave and its Great Hall of Bulls, a Paleolithic star map carved into stone between approximately 17,000 and 40,000 years ago in the Vulture Valley of France. Deep within this limestone labyrinth, researchers believe some of the world's earliest astronomical records were painted during the Ice Age. The most famous scene shows a massive 17-foot aurochs, an extinct species of wild cattle, accompanied by 6 black dots positioned above its shoulder, and a distinct V-shaped pattern of dots across its face. Archaeoastronomers, including Michael Rappengluck, have identified these markings as representations of the Pleiades and Hyades star clusters, with the aurochs itself corresponding to the constellation Taurus, as it appeared roughly 17,000 years before present. Additional alignments within the cave include a row of 4 dots linked to Orion's belt, specifically Alnitak, Alnilam, and Mintaka, based on geometric fits and positional matches. Even more astonishing is the shaft of the dead man, where a bird-headed human figure, a wounded bison, and surrounding shapes form geometric vertices aligning with Vega, Deneb, and Altair, known today as the Summer Triangle. This suggests Paleolithic hunter-gatherers conducted sophisticated geometric surveys of the sky while still mastering basic technologies. The challenge in reading this star map comes from stellar proper motion, the gradual movement of stars over tens of thousands of years, which means the sky depicted at Lascaux no longer exists in its original form. Earth's axial precession also means the North Star of that era was not Polaris, but a star in the constellation Cygnus. As a result, scientists must rely on complex astronomical software to reconstruct this ghost sky. Some dots may even correspond to stars that have since burned out or drifted away entirely. Coming in at number 3 is Pillar 43 at Göbekli Tepe, known as the Vulture Stone, one of the most controversial and potentially catastrophic ancient star maps ever proposed. Located in Enclosure D at the Göbekli Tepe site in southern Turkey and dating to the 10th millennium BCE, this massive T-shaped limestone pillar features relief carvings of a central vulture holding a circular orb, a scorpion, various birds, and a headless human figure at its base. Researchers Martin Sweatman and Dimitrios Sikritsis argue these animals represent constellations such as Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Virgo, forming a prehistoric zodiac used to encode a specific date. According to their analysis, Pillar 43 records the onset of the Younger Dryas period around 10,950 BCE, a time of sudden global cooling believed by some to have been triggered by a massive comet impact. The animal symbols allegedly act as a precessional date stamp, fixing the exact point in the Earth's axial wobble when the sky metaphorically fell. Statistical modeling suggests a high correlation between the carvings and the reconstructed Younger Dryas sky, lending quantitative support to the hypothesis. The headless human figure is interpreted as a symbol of mass death, possibly caused when the Taurid meteor stream intersected Earth's orbit. Some researchers even propose the V symbols carved on the stone represent an early lunisolar calendar designed to track celestial cycles and warn future generations. Despite these findings, mainstream archaeology remains skeptical, because the theory assumes continuity in constellation symbolism over more than 12,000 years. Without written records, proving such continuity is nearly impossible. As a result, the Vulture Stone remains an unread chronometer of cosmic disaster, a locked vault of prehistoric data that may describe the worst day in early human history. Yet one scientists are only beginning to consider as real. Landing at number 4 is the Talquati Sky Tablet, a Neolithic enigma discovered within the ruins of the Talquati Temple complex on the island of Malta and dating to approximately 2500 BCE. This fan-shaped limestone slab is carved with a series of radial lines and incised symbols and is divided into 5 distinct segments, immediately suggesting deliberate design rather than decoration. Traditional interpretations identify the markings as stylized stars and a crescent moon, leading many scholars to believe the Talquati stone functioned as a lunar calendar or even an eclipse prediction device tied to the movement of the ecliptic. Its segmented structure appears consistent with tracking repeating celestial cycles, reinforcing the idea that Malta's temple builders possessed advanced astronomical knowledge. However, an alternative and far more controversial interpretation proposed by Kai Helgi Wirth argues that this artifact is not a sky map at all, but a navigational chart projecting constellations directly onto Mediterranean coastlines. Under this coastline theory, the constellation Leo corresponds to the Black Sea, Scorpio mirrors the eastern Mediterranean coastline from Cyprus to Egypt, and Virgo reflects the Adriatic Sea, implying that Neolithic sailors viewed the heavens as a mirrored map of the Earth. If correct, this would make the Talquati stone the oldest known representation of the zodiac, predating Egyptian and Babylonian systems by thousands of years. Such a claim suggests Malta may have been a central node in prehistoric maritime navigation long before classical civilizations emerged. Unfortunately, the stone is heavily damaged, and many incised marks are nearly indistinguishable from natural weathering, creating intense scientific disagreement. Scholars continue to debate whether individual dots represent stars or are simply erosion scars. With no written context and a ruined temple structure, the Talquati Sky Tablet remains suspended between sky and sea, an unread relic that could either rewrite the history of astronomy or navigation, yet refuses to clearly reveal which world it belongs to. Sliding into number 5 is the Chu Silk Manuscript, also known as the Chu Bo Shu, one of the most mysterious and unreadable cosmological star records from ancient China. Dating to the late Warring States period, around 300 BCE, this 47 by 38 centimeter silk manuscript is the only pre-imperial Chinese manuscript on silk ever discovered. It was looted from a tomb in Zidankou, Changsha in 1942 and contains an intricate cosmographical diagram that fuses creation mythology with a highly precise lunisolar calendar. The manuscript is divided into 3 major textual sections, surrounded by 12 masked zoomorphic figures representing guardian spirits or gods of the 12 months. Scholars struggle to interpret the text because it is written in a regional Chu dialect, using descendantless graphs, ancient characters that have no modern equivalents and do not conform to standard pre-Han linguistic systems. Adding to the confusion, one of the central texts is written entirely upside down, a layout believed to symbolize a universe in cosmic disarray. This inversion is thought to have been used during divination rituals intended to ward off disasters, such as the appearance of the ominous Heaven's Cudgel star. The manuscript warns that if the calendar falls out of alignment with the gods of the seasons, catastrophic consequences will follow, including collapsing mountains and erupting springs. Infrared imaging continues to reveal previously hidden characters, yet each discovery raises more questions about the belief system it encodes. The Chu Silk manuscript functions as a cosmic model diagram, where stars are active forces influencing political stability and natural order. Its unreadable script and ritualized structure leave scientists facing a cosmology so alien that it defies full translation, making it one of the most haunting ancient star maps that science still cannot read. Arriving at number 6 is the Trieste Disc, also known as the Rupin Piccolo Stone, a prehistoric star map that may record a celestial event lost forever to time. Unearthed at the entrance of the Rupin Piccolo hill fort in northeastern Italy, this limestone disc measures approximately 50 centimeters in diameter and dates between 1800 and 400 BCE. The disc contains 29 distinct chisel marks that astronomers Paolo Malaro and Federico Bernardini have identified as an extraordinarily precise map of the night sky. Statistical analysis using a Pearson correlation coefficient exceeding 0.99 demonstrates that the markings align with the brightest stars of Scorpio, Orion, and Cassiopeia. What elevates the Trieste Disc from remarkable to baffling is a single mark located just north of Orion that does not correspond to any known star visible today. Because the rest of the disk is so astronomically accurate, scientists believe this extra mark represents a transient celestial phenomenon, possibly a supernova or a failed supernova that briefly flared before vanishing completely. If this interpretation is correct, the disk preserves direct human observation of a stellar event that left no remaining telescopic evidence. Such accuracy would place the Trieste Disc centuries ahead of the star catalogue compiled by the Greek astronomer Hipparchus. Skeptics point to the absence of Antares, the brightest star in Scorpio, as a troubling omission, yet the mathematical precision of the remaining alignments is difficult to dismiss. The Trieste Disc stands as a prehistoric astronomical time capsule, capturing a moment in the sky that modern humanity will never witness again, and remaining unread because the star it recorded no longer exists. Breaking in at number 7 are the Abri-Blanchard and Abri-Lartet notations, some of the oldest and most debated astronomical records ever created by Upper Paleolithic humans. Discovered in the Dordogne region of France, the Abri-Blanchard bone is a small plaque marked with 69 pits and notches and dates to the Aurignacian period, approximately 30,000 to 35,000 years ago. For decades, these markings were dismissed as simple hunting tallies or abstract decoration, until researcher Alexander Marshak conducted microscopic analysis and demonstrated that the marks were carved sequentially using different tools over time. This proved the object was not random, but time-factored, recording change rather than quantity. Marshak argued the serpentine flow of the markings represents the monthly lunar cycle, effectively making it the oldest known lunar almanac in human history. Later scholars expanded this interpretation, suggesting the bone may also encode the ecliptic and even the conjunction cycles of the 5 naked-eye planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, possibly against the stellar backdrop of the constellation Pegasus, known in Chinese astronomy as Ying-He. The sophistication of this so-called Abri-Blanchard calendar implies Ice Age humans integrated astronomy, ritual, language, and memory into portable pocket almanacs used to plan migrations, ceremonies, and reproduction. However, the marks are highly stylized and abstract, leaving room for intense skepticism. Critics argue modern observers may be projecting astronomical meaning onto prehistoric scratches. Without written explanation, scientists remain divided on whether this bone is humanity's first star map or an illusion shaped by modern expectations. Taking the number 8 position is the Skiri-Pawnee Star Chart, a striking example of how astronomy can exist without modern mathematics or positional precision. Created in the early 17th century and preserved today at the Field Museum in Chicago, This 17 by 22-inch chart was painted on elk hide and served as a sacred mnemonic device rather than a scaled astronomical survey. Unlike Western star charts that prioritize exact spatial accuracy, the Pawnee map emphasizes meaning, memory, and ritual responsibility. Dots of varying sizes represent stars, but their size reflects mythical power and spiritual importance rather than brightness in the night sky. A central band is believed to depict the Milky Way, known as the Path of Departed Spirits, while golden arcs symbolize the horizon light of sunrise and sunset. This chart could only be fully understood by priests trained in Pawnee oral traditions and sacred bundles, making it largely unreadable to Western scientists. Certain celestial bodies were interpreted differently, such as Venus, which was seen as two separate stars representing the morning and evening lights, rather than a single planet. The chart encoded seasonal cycles, planting ceremonies, and cosmic ancestry, presenting a universe where stars were living relatives rather than distant objects. Because it does not follow linear scale, geometry, or fixed orientation, modern astronomy struggles to translate its meaning. The Skiri Pawnee Star Chart challenges the definition of what a star map truly is, remaining unread not because it lacks information, but because it speaks a cultural language science is still learning to hear. Coming in at number 9 is the Dunhuang Star Chart, the most precise and detailed ancient star map ever recovered, yet still partially unreadable to modern science. Discovered in the Mogao caves of Dunhuang along the Silk Road, this manuscript dates to approximately 700 to 710 CE during the Tang Dynasty. Measuring more than 2 meters in length, it depicts 1,345 stars organized into 257 distinct asterisms. The chart is divided into 12 panels representing the months of the year, with a 13th panel dedicated to the northern circumpolar sky, demonstrating an advanced and systematic approach to astronomy. Despite its remarkable accuracy, the chart remains difficult to fully interpret because it uses ancient Chinese asterisms that do not correspond to the 88 constellations defined by the modern International Astronomical Union. Instead of Greek mythological figures, the sky is populated by celestial officials, palaces, guards, and marketplaces that mirror imperial Chinese society. The ecliptic is divided into 28 lunar mansions, with the moon's movement serving as the primary framework rather than the sun. Supernovae appear not as random explosions, but as guest stars carrying political and cosmic significance. Although mathematically impressive, the Dunhuang Star Chart represents a worldview fundamentally different from modern astronomy. Its unreadable elements are not errors, but remnants of a celestial system built on symbolism, governance, and astrology, making it a masterpiece of precision that still resists complete translation. Next, we will see the technical reality behind why so many ancient star maps remain unreadable, rooted in the mechanics of the ever-changing sky itself. Over long spans of time, the heavens do not remain fixed, and two major astronomical forces ensure ancient maps cannot be read by simply looking upward today. The first is the precession of the equinoxes, a slow wobble in Earth's rotational axis that completes one full cycle approximately every 25,800 years. This gradual shift causes the position of the celestial poles to move, meaning the North Star, seen by Paleolithic artists at Lascaux, was not Polaris, but Lycalis star in the constellation Cygnus. Precession progresses at a rate of roughly 50.3 arcseconds per year, which over 17,000 years results in a sky shift of approximately 237 degrees. This dramatic change alters when and where constellations rise and set, forcing scientists to use reverse precession models to reconstruct ancient skies. The second force is stellar proper motion, the individual movement of stars relative to one another. Stars like Barnard's Star, Arcturus, Sirius, and Aldebaran drift measurably even over a few centuries, and across tens of thousands of years, their positions shift by many degrees. As a result, constellations distort, disappear, or transform entirely. A star map such as the Abri-Blanchard bone depicts a sky that is physically impossible to see today. To read these ancient records, scientists must become celestial detectives, using mathematics to rewind the universe itself, reconstructing ghost skies that vanished long before written history began. Some of these ancient star maps may even record exploding stars, supernovae that burned brightly for months and then vanished, leaving behind only ghost marks with no surviving stars to confirm them today. From the bronze calculations of Nebra to the silken warnings hidden in a Chu tomb, these artifacts prove our ancestors were serious astronomers, not primitive observers. We cannot fully read these maps because the sky itself has changed and the cultural language behind them has been lost. If you enjoyed this journey through humanity's forgotten cosmos, comment your thoughts below, like the video, subscribe for more deep history and science content, and thanks for watching.